Right, we're getting to the end of Garfield time, but oh, my hair is a little crazy. Sorry, guys. I did the thing about Kennedy, and I got all schmaltzy or schmarmy or whatever the word is, and I had to take a minute and regroup. Must be a schmarmy day. What is that word? How do you smell that? How do you smell that? How do you spell that? I don't think it smells. Okay, so now I'm going to talk real quick about faith, which may not be real quick, but I want to talk about it when I was little. So the basics are mom was Irish Catholic and dad was not. Dad was Presbyterian, but he never went. He had an opinion about it, and my grandmother had an opinion about it, but their opinion really was negative towards Catholics. And that's the way it was. And so what the end result for me was they couldn't agree, so I got nothing. I never got baptized, like, the Catholic way, and I didn't get taken to church, to Sunday school. I remember I went to Camp Garfield, and I talked about that on another video, and they were taking kids to church, and I didn't know what I was. There was a church for the Protestants and a church for the Catholics. A bus for the Catholics to go, and there was a bus for the Protestants to go. I just got on the Catholic one. I didn't know. And all these girls were taking communion. So I went up. Duh. I didn't know what all that was. I mean, I do now, but back then. And one of the girls said, "You're not Catholic. You can't have that." I said, "Too late." Okay, so that's the silly part. The serious part is that I got nothing. I didn't. I watched Billy Graham on television with her, and I think she took me once or twice. She took me to see Norman Vincent Peale, which was the Power Positive Thinking in New York City, and Billy Graham, and I think Billy Graham was just on television. And then she took me in the great big cathedral in New York City where John F. Kennedy got married. Like, it was just glorious. So to me, a church was just about beautiful buildings. I don't know. And I don't exactly remember what grade this was. I want to say I was 6th or 7th grade. My dad came home in the middle of the night, or 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he had like some kind of epiphany. "Doc, get the kids up. We're going to get ready for church." Of course, he was lit, but he just ranted and raved about, "We have to get the kids to church." Like, you would have thought the nuclear bombs were dropping. Of course, we were practicing the nuclear bomb and atomic bomb at school, what to do, get under the desk or run down the basement and all that. So maybe that was on his mind. I don't know what was on his mind. All I know is that we got dressed up, and my mom stayed home because she wouldn't have no part of those Protestants. I'm laughing now, but I'll tell you what, is very confusing. So we're all dressed up in nice church clothes, and my dad, stinking like a brewery, drags us in, and I meet one of the most kind pastors I've ever met in my life, Pastor Gordon Jewett. He was really old, so he might be in heaven by now, or if not, he's hanging on. God bless him. Anyway, Pastor Jewett saw that my dad was drunk, and he was so delicate and so nice. He got us kids into the different classes and talked to my dad. But it was a Presbyterian church, and it was right across, like, at a catty angle from the street, which goes up to my Lincoln No. 6 school. And it was it was plain. It wasn't pretty like the cathedral in New York City or anything. And the women in there, okay, now, maybe some people don't like this, but they were what I kindly and affectionately call the chosen frozen right now. The ones with the white and the blue hair, and they had been there and donated to the church forever and ever. Amen. And they were very together. And so that was my very first time in, like, a church that was going to be my church. Yeah. Woo! More on that in the next video.